So I've been around the block with smartwatches, semi-smartwatches, regular watches. I was into G-Shock watches for a while before I ever dabbled in the smartwatch game. Then I got into some of the fitness trackers, and I just been all over the place trying these things out. Now, many of you know that I spend most of my time on Android. I use all the various smartphones as they're released, but because there's so many Android flagships over the course of the year, I spend most of my time on Android. So I've been following the Android Wear situation since the early days, since the Moto 360 circular smartwatch. I feel like I even went to Chicago to see the very first version of that. And, I've just been sort of tracking it ever since. Now, in front of me today, I have Oppo's latest Android Wear device, which at first glance, it's impossible not to note that it looks very inspired by the Apple Watch. Now, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. It really depends on your perception. Apple Watch is obviously a very popular wearable and for good reason. So to adopt some of the attributes of that device, it kind of makes sense. And there's actually some features in here that kind of go beyond some of the functionality from a hardware standpoint that the Apple Watch is capable of, like, for example, really fast charging that Oppo pulled from their smartphone business. So in front of me, I have two different watches. This is the 46 millimeter size. It does come in a smaller size as well. Everything, the unboxing experience, you could tell it's very Apple Watch-ish. And I have a black one and a gold one in front of me. These are both Wi-Fi only models, but they do also sell an LTE version, which has a built-in eSIM. If you want to use it in the absence of having to carry your smartphone, you could actually get calls, notifications, go on a jog with just a watch and no phone. Depending on what market you're in, you may see a different price. However, I would expect to find this model for below $300 and the entry-level model at 41 millimeters around $200 or just over $200. So it makes it cheaper than the Apple Watch. It kind of gives you an Apple Watch for Android. That's sort of the idea. All right, so let's start off with the unboxing experience for the black model. It looks like I don't even need the knife. Maybe I do. Ooh. Okay, so we have a black strap to go with the black watch. Obviously, this is like you're probably familiar with this material. It's like a rubberized type of fit. This is going to be good for sweat and exercise. Water is going to bead off of it. Actually, the quality of it actually feels very much more Apple Watch-ish than I even imagined. It's sturdy. One thing that's different, if you look closely here, you have curvature on each side of the display. And Oppo, they kind of make a big deal of that in the press kit, talking about how this is usually a feature reserved for flagship smartphones. Well, here, when you're scrolling between different pages, you have this nice curvature on each side. The black color almost has like a bluish hue to it. And you can see your buttons on the side here. One is designated with this kind of green indicator. There's another large button above there. And then the back side houses your various sensors for heart rate. Of course, you're doing the fitness stuff. And this is for your fast charging. Removing the bands, there's a button here for a quick release. Just like this. And you're going to need to use their accessory bands in order to take advantage of that, obviously. But it will give you that sort of fast on, fast off functionality. Also, inside the package, we have the charger, and as mentioned, I've used so many different wearable devices over the years. I found myself paying tons of attention to the charger and charge speed because it's one of the drawbacks of these devices. It's another device to keep charged, so charge speed matters, and they've used their VOOC technology from their smartphones to improve charge times. They claim in 15 minutes you can get a day of battery life. Of course, this is going to depend on your typical usage, how frequently you're using the heart rate and things like this, but nonetheless, it charges faster than most competing smartwatches for Android Wear. This is how the dock is going to work. That's kind of a nice little fit. It's got a little rubber pad on the bottom so it doesn't slip around too much. It goes home on its own, so a magnet sort of pulls it into place. Now, this other side is going to plug into your power brick. You're gonna have to supply power. Also in the package, we have a little bit of paperwork, and what is this? Oh, this is an extra band holder to go around here, I guess, if you happen to lose that one.
Not as satisfying as that.
Oh, okay, so this one is sort of like a rose gold type of coloring with a much lighter band to it. So two very different looks for the same watch with the 46mm sizing. They feel surprisingly precious, surprisingly special given the cost of only, you know, starting around 200 bucks. Charger's identical. It's still the white style magnetic charger. All right, so I'm gonna make the boring pick here and take the black one. It fits the motif a little bit better, but of course we're talking about Wear OS. And the beauty here is no matter which Android device you're on, very easy to set up. Now I know some people are gonna be looking at this graphic, missing the circular display. There's benefits and drawbacks. Circular, of course, is the classic watch face, but when it comes to a lot of various applications and windows, and sometimes you can fit more data for your money inside of a square, and that's what Apple chose, and that's obviously what Oppo's going for here as well. I'm gonna start the setup. Okay. Many permissions. Okay, so there we go, all set up. And then, of course, within the application on the phone, we can configure certain elements, the watch faces to choose from. It's all baked in over here. Our settings for various notifications. This is actually something I like to play with a smartwatch. I don't want to get pinged on absolutely everything, so you can pick which apps you want to spit through notifications and disrupt you, and just pick how often you want to be buzzed. Of course, you can send everything through if you choose to. Now, the watch itself, you can see that in order to access the various screens, you're going to swipe in each direction. Brightness, 5. Ooh, look at that. Max brightness, that's much better. Touch lock, font size, many settings available here. We can look at a few of the different watch faces. This is daily activity, AI outfit, balloon, changing sky, blossom, comprehensive. Let's try that one. So you can see this one is gonna give you your calories burned, activity level, steps. It's got the weather outside, the date. You can close off this ring. Yeah, it's just more information. All right, so I wanna try this on and just see how it fits. Oh, this is interesting. So it's not a loop, it's, they've done it. Okay. All right, so that's what it looks like. I kind of like it's a simple approach. It's futuristic. It's a fairly large display as well to have on your wrist. This is the fitness-oriented daily activity watch face. Yellow is an indicator for workout. Blue, activity sessions. Calories, red, and steps are green. And you can scroll down and see more information that way. You can press this button to go back. You have your quick settings down from the top, including airplane mode, settings to control your display, flashlight. What's that going to trigger? Oh, just a watch. That's just a watch flashlight, a quick watch flashlight. Let's go ahead and attempt a heart rate measurement. I happen to monitor my heart rate, and I think that's probably accurate given the circumstance. Sitting down, talking, a 56 BPM. So we have a variety of inputs for fitness and workouts. You can do a fitness run, fat burn run, outdoor walk, outdoor cycling, and swimming. Those are your potential presets. If I pick fitness run, for example, it will look for the GPS because it's in the outdoor setting. I can also turn on the indoor setting and then start.
3, 2,
ooh.
1, go.
Oh, check it. Look, I like the little guy. Get the little guy running on the treadmill. And so you've got your duration, your kilometers traveled, of course your BPM in the lower corner there, calories burned, and your pace. So it has a speaker in it as well. That means you can answer phone calls and speak directly into this thing, but of course it's a watch. Everyone's gonna hear, I mean, and it's not the most fantastic speakerphone, so just keep that in mind. Now, the other thing that's in here is sleep tracking. As you can see, it tracks your awake time, your total number of hours, the time spent awake, the time you were in light sleep and deep sleep as well. And these tiles are actually configurable. Like if I didn't use the fitness or the sleep tracking, I can just touch and hold and swipe that away. And then I can add a tile. Could be anything from next event to Google Fit specific goals and workouts. I can have Google News headlines. Maybe I'll try that one out. Delta aims to hit Louisiana as a Category 2 hurricane with ferocious winds that could extend to Texas. So I need that on my watch. This stuff is all Wear OS, and so you get the integration with the device. Anything you can do on here, you could pop over to your phone and run your configuration on that as well. Now, of course, you know I have to check the fast charge animation because in the past with the VOOC products, that's been pretty cool. So let me go ahead and... All right, let's check out what happens here. We slap it on. Oh, of course! Yes, we have to have the VOOC animation. The all-new Watch VOOC flash charging can turn a 15-minute charge into a day of use. You can extend that even further, actually, with a power saver mode, which can give you like 30 days of battery life, but it, of course, will toggle back the features. The 3D flexible dual curved display has a 72.76 screen-to-body ratio. It utilizes a 19-step polishing process to ensure a seamless bond between the 3D glass and the curved display, with no ridges or crevices. The screen is 1.91 inches with a resolution of 402 by 476. That gives you a PPI of 326. The automatic screen brightness reaches 500 nits by default, and you can set manual brightness all the way up to 1,000 nits. As far as the colors that are available, you can get this black version that I'm looking at here. Of course, there's the gold one as well. There's also a silver and white model. Now, since you can also get an eSIM LTE version of this device, it means you can get a unique number and you can redirect phone calls to your wrist if you want to go phone free. So by default, this secondary button, at least with this particular theme, brings you to your quick workout. So you could just hit this bottom button and then pick your run or walk or whatever. And then this other button on the top is set up to bring you back to the home page or into your apps if you click it again. I should also mention you have Google Pay in here. You can do payments, you can pay for things. And since it is Wear OS, if you do go into the Play Store, there's all kinds of applications that you can add to it. Now, to access Assistant by default, you just swipe over to the left, and then there's a little microphone icon. Start a timer for 5 minutes. And then it would be, yeah, it is on right here. Now, for me, I use Assistant all the time, whether it be for quickly responding to a text or setting a destination to travel to for navigation. So to have it on my wrist is kind of cool, and it's obviously something that you miss if you're using any smartwatch that is not a part of Wear OS. Search for images of lions.
Sure, pictures of lion.
So there you have it, the Oppo Watch. What I like to think of as the Apple Watch, but for Android. For everyone on Android who feels as though they're missing out from well, the wearable universe, because there's just so many Apple Watches out there. You can have a similar experience on your Android device for even less money, starting at right around $200 for the smaller version. Now, it's not exactly an Apple Watch replica, but it does pack in a number of features and functions that you would expect to have on a wearable, and the advantage of tying into Android through Wear OS, which gives you access to things like Assistant, which in my opinion even goes above and beyond what you can do on the Apple side. So yeah, there you have it. It's an Apple Watch, but for Android. It's the Oppo Watch.